Hello everyone, Scott Grierson here from nymathtutor.com, and I'm going to be sharing another parenting tip with you today for raising great students. Today's topic is what to do if you have an extra hour of time. How can we use that time to best help our children? Well, I'm going to share 3 best practices with you today that parents have told me are super effective if you want to increase the amount of value you get from your time. Stay with me. I'll share those 3 things in just a moment. Now this video unfortunately is not how to get an extra hour out of your day. If I knew that, I think I'd be a very wealthy man right now. We could all use an extra hour. But if you do find that you have an extra hour, here are 3 great ways to spend that time with your children. First is reading. All right, now this obviously depends what level your child is at. If they're in 1st grade, right, you're going to spend your time reading a little bit differently than if your child is in 8th grade. Okay? Or if your child's only 1 or 2 years old, right, that time's going to be way different than if they're 10. But a great way to spend time with your kids is to read with them. Now, this can be you reading a picture book to a child, right, who doesn't know how to read yet, just so they get the idea of a book, or to help, a 4 or 5-year-old start really getting the concepts of reading. Maybe it's going through a chapter book with an 8-year-old. It can be just about anything, right? But what you want to do is you want to create a habit of reading every day with your child. That way, reading doesn't become a chore or something they have to do. It's something, that they do out of habit, that they become to enjoy doing, because this will help them throughout their entire lives. The ability to really read and comprehend what you're reading is an amazing skill to have. So what I'd like to do now is just share some of my favorite books for different age groups. Here we go. First, we have Where the Wild Things Are. So this is an amazing book for kids who are 0 to 2. Now they're not going to be able to read it, but they can look at the amazing illustrations and they'll love the way you tell this story. I think it's only about 350 words long. So a description is: one night Max puts his wolf suit on and makes mischief of one kind and another. So his mom calls him Wild Thing and sends him to bed without his supper. That night, a forest begins to grow in Max's room, and an ocean rushes by with a boat to take Max to the place where the wild things are. Max tames the wild things and crowns himself as their king, and then the wild rumpus begins. But when Max has sent the monsters to bed and everyone is quiet, he starts to feel lonely and realizes it is time to sail home to the place where someone loves him best of all. Alright, if you have a child who is between 3 and 5 years old, I'm going to recommend the Olivia books. I actually just picked up 2 of these books at a stoop sale here in Brooklyn. But Olivia books are great. You can have fun with Olivia, dressing up, singing songs, building sandcastles, napping, dancing, painting on the walls, and going to sleep. Alright, if you have children in the 4 to 7 year range, I'm going to recommend one of my favorite books from my youth, The Little Engine That Could. Yep, that's the I think I can book, right? You all know it. Will the little blue train be able to pull the food and toys over the mountain? Yeah, he probably can. I don't think it's a spoiler alert. Still, it's a great book. What else do we have? For 8 to 11-year-olds, one of my friends who's a teacher here in New York truly loves this book. It's called Matilda. So Matilda is a little girl who is far too good to be true. At age 5.5, she's knocking off double-digit multiplication problems and blitz reading Dickens. Even more remarkably, her classmates love her, even though she's super nerdy and a teacher's pet. But everything is not perfect in Matilda's world. You'll find out more when you read the book. Now, for children who are 12 years old or older, or in my case, I read this book to my daughter when she was still in the womb, Harry Potter. What can I say about Harry Potter? It is my favorite book series of all time. Great characters, great story, great plot, great lessons. The books are amazing. They have new illustrated books for the first 2, so if you have really young kids, they're great for them as well because there's amazing pictures. So I would definitely recommend checking out that book series, especially if kids are 12 years or more, because then they can read it on their own. And that is my book review. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed some of my book selections. Now, idea number 2, right? on how to spend your time if you find yourself with an extra hour. Again, don't know how you did it, but congratulations. Is to have your child teach you something. Right? One of the best ways to learn is to let a student become the teacher. Okay? So have them go through whatever they're studying at school and teach that material to you. Now, if they're a 7th grader, you really might not know the material, and actually they are going to be teaching you something. If the kids are in 2nd grade or 1st grade, they might teach you how to write a sentence. You might have to play along a little bit, but the student is going to learn it so much better because we learn while we teach. It'll be a fun way for them to reverse roles a little bit, where they get to be the teacher instead of the student, and it'll be fun for you guys to bond over that time. All right, my last tip for you today is to spend time doing any kind of hobby that you both enjoy. Now, how is this going to help them be a better student? Well, it might not help right away, right? You and your son baking cupcakes together might not help them do better in math class. But here's the real key. This is a great bonding and communicating opportunity, right? So each week or each day that you're communicating with your child while you do a hobby, they're opening up, talking about what's going on in their lives, and that can often be maybe they're being bullied at school, or maybe there's a problem with, I don't know, a teacher, or they're really struggling with a certain topic at school and they're embarrassed to bring it up to you. If you have this time each day, where it's kind of like your special time where you're doing something fun between you, this is where those tricky topics can come up and you can really help your child. Otherwise, they might not mention anything's wrong at all and you'll never know. Okay, so that's why this is a great opportunity to open up the lines of communication with your child so that these big things can come out and you can conquer them. Okay, I hope you enjoyed those 3 topics. We'll see you next week with another parenting tip for creating great students. Again, I'm Scott Grierson from nymathtutor.com, and we will see you next time. Bye. Hey, it's me again. Welcome back. As always, if you haven't checked out our other videos, you can find some of them here and over here. And if you haven't subscribed already, shame on you, but you can do it right now. Boop, right there. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.